On October 19th, 1991, Nirvana were set to headline a show in Dallas, Texas. Less than a month earlier, the band released their blockbuster, sound-changing album titled Nevermind. Within weeks, Nirvana had blown up, becoming the most talked-about band in the country, leading to playing bigger venues. However, they were already booked for the 600-person Trees venue in Dallas, Texas. Whilst Nirvana were setting up, they had a problem with the venue's soundboard, or at least Kurt did. Kurt was starting to get pissed off, but he brushed it off and continued forward. The sound guy working the venue was a friend of one of the bouncers. The venue did not have security barriers between the crowd and the stage, so instead they had a line of bouncers separating the two. Once the show started, the building was packed. Tensions between the band and the venue staff were extremely high, and the overpacked hot venue didn't help. The band were in full swing, and while they were playing Polly, the soundboard started acting up again, and Kurt had enough. He began bashing the soundboard to pieces with his guitar, utterly destroying it. The sound engineer then placed a wooden pallet over the rest of his sound gear, fearing another bashing. The band continued on, and Kurt dove into the crowd, who he asked the bouncers to keep away from him. Turner Van Blarcum then started aggressively attempting to pull Kurt back to the stage, before Kurt began violently swinging his guitar, eventually hitting Van Blarcum in the head. An infuriated Turner then punched Kurt in the face, knocking him to the floor and kicking him in the stomach. The other members of Nirvana, as well as event staff, quickly rushed to break up the fight. The band quickly retreated backstage as the staff started playing a Nevermind CD through the speakers as an attempt to settle down the crowd. This backfired as the boos from the audience echoed throughout the building. Eventually, Nirvana were convinced to come back out, and they played for another 20 minutes before finishing up. After the show's conclusion, the venue staff quickly ushered Nirvana out the back door and into a cab. On the way out, Turner Van Blarcum spotted the car and kicked a dent in the door before punching a hole through Kurt's window as the cab sped off towards the hotel. To make the story even more intriguing, the entire thing was captured on tape by a man recording it from the corner of the stage. I'm gonna play that video now. Years later, a Nirvana tribute band played at the same venue, remembering the infamous concert. While researching for this video, I actually found out that years later they interviewed Turner Van Blarcum about the whole fight and the incident, and I'm going to include a small clip of what he had to say right now. Now, there's a lot of debate on this, on whether Kurt deserved to be hit or not, or if it was justified, and from the guy who ran the venue and everyone else who was there that day, they say that Kurt was in a pissed off mood. He was refusing to sign autographs. Geffen Records wanted Nirvana to sign a bunch of posters, and Dave Grohl signed all the posters, Chris Novoselic signed all the posters, and Kurt Cobain sat and drew on the poster for 5 minutes, he said. So Kurt was just sitting there and he was not in a good mood. He was pissed off the whole day. Whether you think what Kurt did was justified or what Turner did was justified, at the end of the day, it's going to go down as one of the, if not the most infamous concert in Nirvana's history, and a pretty crazy one that didn't end on good terms.
God bless the dead. Anyway, he was having a bad night, I guess. Smashed the monitor board, cracked my head open, chased down the parking lot, punched his cab window out. I thought I was going to prison, and it wasn't very funny at the time. I hauled ass hit out with my pappy for a good week or so, and I come back, and everything was cool. I had to get staples in my head immediately. I didn't want to go to the hospital because I thought the cops were going to be looking for me, you know. Because when you punch rich people, bad business. Rich people got money, they can do all kinds of terrible things to you. Yeah, he cracked my melon open. I couldn't remember any of that shit until I got off stage, and my buddy, a brother of mine, Jeff Lyles, kept me out of a lot of trouble.